Everybody. Oh my goodness, there's already people live and chatting. How is everybody? I'm looking a little tired because I am, but I'm ready to chat today. How is everybody? Hey, Chris from Virginia. It's still kind of, well, it's been warming up here in Florida, so hopefully that means that the rest of y'all in freezing spaces are starting to warm up too. Rebecca in Idaho. Hey, Rebecca. Awesome. So today we are going to, well, I'm going to answer questions that y'all have. I am so happy. Hey, Margie. Hey, Sally. I am so happy. Hey, Margie. Hey, Sally. I am so happy. Hey, Margie. Hey, Sally. I am. Okay. Maybe that works. I was starting to hear myself like repeating and repeating. All right. So, hi, Carla. Hey, Kalisha. We got some Florida friends in the house. I wanted to say that I'm so happy to see a bunch of you have been following along with the videos and have gotten to the point of your jacket where the whole jacket pretty much is done except for the finishings, right? The zipper and the bands, the collar, all the stretchy kind of ribbing fabric parts. And so I'm excited because this coming Friday is going to be the video where I show you. And make sure that you watch it kind of step by step. And sometimes it's helpful for those of you that have signed up for some of my other video courses in the past or for clubs. You know that the session or the chunk of videos that I post for whatever course, there's so many videos that I would recommend kind of just in the evenings watching them through before you start, especially if whatever it is you're watching is going to be your first time doing it. Because sometimes, you know, I like to drop a lot of tips and tricks as I go along the project. So sometimes it's helpful to have all that information before you dive in and start cutting and marking and doing stuff to it. But those of you that have put together, and even if you haven't made the shell of the jacket yet, if you've seen the pictures, you probably have guessed that it's not that hard to do. The welt pocket parts, you do have to take it step by step, and I tried to do my best on the video lessons for that. So far, I haven't seen anybody post that they messed up or that they stitched one on backwards or that they cut the fabric wrong. So because I see some really nice welt pocket pictures being posted, I'm gonna say it's safe to assume that the video was very thorough and on point, okay? Wacky Jackie says, LOL, I haven't even started yet because I'm waiting till all the videos are done. And that's another way to do it. That's the cool thing about the video courses, right? Because they never expire. So you can just take your time, get to it whenever you want, watch the whole thing, feel like, okay, I have all the information and now let me jump in and tackle it. So I'm excited for those of you that are following right along with the process. And if you're not, don't worry about it. We always talk about that. The videos never expire, okay? So when you start these projects, right, you don't really know what it entails if you've never made it before. So like when you see the bomber jacket on, you're thinking, I don't know if I can do this. But the pictures that people have been posting of the shell of the jacket, meaning the body, front and back put together with the sleeves and the pockets already done on it, something that's, you know, substantial enough that you can try on and see how it's going to look. If you're doing the online version, which again is what I recommend for the first time you're making it, you're pretty much done, okay? The zipper, you want to make sure to line things up, and I'll show you how to do that. And the rest is just stitching ribbing to finish off the raw edge that you currently have on your sleeves. The collar part, I would say the zipper and like the lining up of the waistband tabs, the zipper, the full length, and the collar part is probably the trickiest, just because you want to take your time and follow each step. And because we're working with stretchy fabrics that are getting sewn to a zipper that does not stretch. If you've ever felt zipper tape, you know there is no give in that. And if you've sewn maybe zippered pouches or purses where you've used a thick handbag zipper with a lot of zipper tape and had to go around curves, you know that if it's not lined up perfectly and the stitch line is not consistent, when you flip it right side out, you see it buckle on you because that zipper tape edge of the fabric that's on there, excuse me, has no give. Let me show you one just so you can see. So really I should say that it'll be a little trickier if you're working with super duper stretchy fabric and the zipper. But I'm gonna share with you again, like I always do, tips and tricks. So here's a white zipper, and this is a jacket zipper. The fabric on either side of the zipper teeth is what I'm talking about. This is the zipper tape. This has zero give in it. So if you're stretching your fabric this way, okay? And now keep in mind, the pattern called for that teensy bit, what we were saying, maybe 5–10% stretch along the crosswise grain because the fabric is going around, you know, circumference measurements of your body. But it doesn't say that you need stretch in the vertical, right? In the lengthwise grain. Yeah, in the lengthwise grain, along the vertical way. So if you have a fabric that has a lot of stretch in both directions, you're going to have a fabric like I'm talking about that's stretchy to stitch to this absolutely non-stretchy zipper. So you don't want to be stretching your fabric as it's stitching to the zipper. You're going to see you get to the bottom and the zipper needs to finish flush at the bottom of the full waist. That was weird. I went blank. Sorry about that. So you don't want to stretch the fabric when you're stitching it to the zipper, because then you'll end up with more long length in your jacket than the zipper end. And of course, we'll start from the bottom up, so you'll see how that works. But go ahead. Can y'all see me? Okay, great. Hi, Phyllis. I've seen your jackets, girl. They look amazing. Phyllis is one of the ones that's been posting those pictures in the Facebook group. For those of you that are not on the Facebook group, I try to post some pictures in the email newsletter, like the emails that I send out reminding you of the next live chat or of kits or whatever I do. I try to insert some progress pictures there so you don't feel like you're totally missing out. But I know some people just don't want to join social media, but that way you get to see, you know, some of the progress and some of the pictures that students are doing while they're following along with the class. All right. Great. All right. So notice the white jacket zipper. We just got an order in for some different colored zippers. It's such a hassle because one of the best manufacturers for all types of zippers is YKK. And if you order from a vendor that buys in bulk, like manufacturer distributor type pricing from YKK, a lot of the stuff is back ordered. So it's like you place an order and they're like, oh, this color, this color, this color, this color won't be in. And it's usually a wait of like 8 to 10 weeks. So at that point, I'm just like, forget it. I don't really want it anymore. But here's some of the different colors that we are going to be carrying that they were able to send me. So for those of you that are already following along and you're thinking, or somebody has seen you with your jacket progress and you think everybody's going to start asking you for jackets now, keep that in mind, because I'm going to probably be posting them to the website by tomorrow. I have to photograph them all and edit the pictures and then load them up. But I have a bunch of different colors there, the ones that were in stock to get. And so I'll list those. And they're all going to be 22 inch. So let's talk a little bit about that before we get into the classes that are going to go. The next bulk of videos is going to go live this coming Friday. All right. And that's the one where we're talking about the zip. All right. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the 22 inch zippers. So if you're making a younger size, right, the kid sizes, the pattern told you on the back here, and we've talked about this already in the video courses that correspond to this, about what size, like what jali letter size you're making, and then what size zipper you will need. They're all jacket zippers. They're number 5 jacket zippers, but different lengths based on the size. So if you're going to be making a size a little bit smaller, so like for the adult sizes, we all use 22 inch. But if you're using, or you're making a size for one of the little kids, like for my daughter, I think I needed an 18 inch zipper. If you have the 22 inch zipper, we're still going to have to trim a little bit off of these teeth. Because when we come up here, that's what we talked about in the list of stuff that wasn't included in the kits that you kind of had to get separately. Real quick, let me answer this question. Ellie's asking if the new zippers I got are reversible. They are not. The reversible zippers, remember that I was waiting on a huge order? I contacted the company to see what was taking them so long. And again, they said that YKK, they're back ordered for at least 4 to 6 months, and she couldn't really guarantee me when she could ship them out. So I just got a refund, and I don't have reversible zippers. Apparently, they're like in high demand, and they're all out from the 2 different places that I usually get my YKK zippers from. So I will keep looking for that, but I did have a few. I think I had like 15 or 17. I think we already sold out of those on the website. But you might want to check on the online shop to see if we still have any left. I haven't checked on that since I'm not the one that does the shipping. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, so we are going to cover this in the next video on how to take off some teeth. But here's what I want you to see when it comes to like the kind of structure of how our zipper comes together. All the teeth are the same, right? But then we have bigger ones up here. They're stops. And on some craft zippers, if you've made like simple zippered pouches, you'll see that there'll be like little metal stops. These are big chunks of plastic that prevent the zipper pull from flying past this, all right? So what happens? When we cut this shorter, we'll need to clear off some teeth so that we have just fabric, because our collar needs to wrap around it and we can't be sewing over these big chunks of plastic. Or if you're someone who's using a metal one, you're not going to be able to stitch over that. So you basically have to remove this stuff to give yourself clearance to insert the collar, wrap it around, and that way you're not running the risk of having your needle or sewing machine hit any of these chunky plastic teeth. These are not like your number 3 craft zippers. If you've made zippered pouches before from my tutorials and stuff, you know that we just zip back and forth, back stitching back and forth over the ends where the zipper ends are, and we can do that. This is a number 5 jacket zipper, y'all. Do not try to run your sewing machine over this stuff. So I will share with you some tips and tricks again on how to clear these out without damaging the zipper tape, because that would be terrible. And how to install little zipper, the stops here. And I've included a link to those, I think in one of the video, in the main course page to Amazon, where you can buy the little zipper stops. Usually the ones that I would recommend are metal. They're just simple, really, really thin metal like that. And you basically sandwich the zipper tape end, and then you just lightly clamp it down with pliers. And it's just big enough to like hold the zipper tape and prevent the zipper pull from flying off. Because a lot of you might think, well, I don't need the zipper pull, the zipper stops, because I'm gonna have a collar. Well, the collar goes to like right where the zipper ends. Let me try and show you on this jacket. Do you see how the zipper teeth are here? And then I start this fabric. If I do not have that zipper stop there, in my case, you can see that it's metal. If I don't have that there, I can, because there's still a little bit of room here, I could potentially go to zip up the jacket so hard that I just stay with the zipper pull in my hand, okay? And we definitely do not want that. I'll show you on the other side. All right? And that's how that is there. So don't worry about that, because we'll cover all of that stuff. And then, oh, this is one thing I wanted to say, because some of you are cranking out a bunch of the shells because you're like, okay, that whipped up pretty easily. Let me start making 2 or 3 at a time. So the ones of you that I have seen of that are wanting to make some of the future ones, like your first one unlined, which is what I recommend. And then after that, lined or reversible. If you're someone who's wanting to make a lined jacket, but you're following along now, or you just happen to have time and so you want to make it up to the point, and you don't know yet, if you've never lined a garment, because I haven't shown you that yet, what point you would start to install the lining or whatever. This is what you need to know at this point. You can go ahead and cut out the outer shell, install the pockets, and have everything up to this point right now. You have not gone too far to then install the lining. Does that make sense? I do at least the waistband differently when I go to do the lining. So I'll show you that in the video where I cover how to make it lined and reversible. But as far as steps that you can go up to, you can go up to where we are right now, meaning front 2 panels have the welt pockets installed. They've been sewn to the back, and the sleeves have been inserted, and the whole, down the sleeve and down the sides have been stitched together. So up to there, you can get to that point with as many jackets as you want, okay? Because then the zipper and the collar part for the unlined one will be posted on Friday, and then 2 weeks from then, I'll post on how to make it lined, okay? But you can get up to that point. So another thing to keep in mind that will save you some time if you're wanting to go lined. When I say front and the 2 front panels with the welt pockets, I don't install welt pockets on the lining pieces because it's the lining. So for the lining, what you're going to cut out is the exact same pieces of the 2 front panels, the 2 sleeves, the backing panel, and that's it, okay? Of the fabric that you want to use on the interior. Now, if you're making it reversible, I guess you could install welt pockets on your lining. You're just going to have a lot more bulk in that area because they're going to be touching, wrong sides touching inside of the jackets. So you might end up with a lot of bulk there. But if you're wanting to make it, say, lined regular or reversible so that the one way, if you flip the lining out, you don't have pockets and it's just kind of a throw over jacket, that would work too. So in that case, again, you're cutting out 2 front panels, boom, boom, the 2 sleeves and the back panel, okay? So you don't have to go through all the steps of installing the welt pockets. So you can cut out a ton of linings for your projects, okay? But if you're someone who wants to go lined and you don't really know too much about garment sewing, this is for the people that want to go ahead and have some experience and knowledge. If you're someone that doesn't have the lining experience and stuff like that, wait till I get to those videos because I'll be giving, again, a lot of background info that you need to keep in mind based on the exterior fabric that you're using for the outer shell of the jacket that you're wanting to line or make reversible, what fabric you plan to use for the lining on the inside, changes that you might need to do to the sizing overall, and changes that you might need to do to the lining fabric on the inside. You also have to keep in mind the stretch amount in both fabrics, the exterior and the lining. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't go ahead. That's basically what that boils down to, okay? Because I'll share with you a ton of that information on that. Now, let me see. I'm going to take a moment here to answer some questions. Does anybody have questions for me? Anybody have comments or feedback for me on, I would say the welt pockets is probably the trickiest part. Did any of you out there install the sleeves and you were just so surprised to see how easy it was to install sleeves in the flat? Anybody? Ooh, Carla says she can't hear me. It shows my microphone is on. Can anybody else hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. Are you going to share lining fabric options in the upcoming videos? Yes. We'll talk about that. Cappy Maloney's asking, when do you sleep, sweetie? So actually, believe it or not, I am somebody who cannot, I used to be able to function on like 0 to 4 hours of sleep, but I'm about to be 36 this year and I ain't 26 no more. So yeah, I need to get at least 8 to 9 hours. I have to. Okay, great. Everybody else can hear me. Carla, maybe log out and log back in or try to refresh. Hi, Nikki Reed, all the way from Australia tuning in. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, I need like 9 hours of sleep. So believe it or not, I mean, I get a lot of sleep. I do. I just hit the ground running in the morning when I get up and milk the cow. But I found that like milking the cow to me is like my zen time. I'm out, you know, I live in Florida, so even if it's 35 degrees, it's still sunny and nice out. You just got to bundle up. And then I cuddle up right next to the cow so her warmth, you know, her body heat keeps me warm. But it's just like I'm out in nature. I hear the birds, I hear the chickens. And then now lately, I've been starting to put earbuds in, like one of them, and listening to a knitting podcast where people are literally, I mean, it's just like talking. It's kind of like how we do in sewing. Like we just, oh, look at the new fabric that I got and I'm working with this fabric and I think this might work for the lining. What do you all think about this? Blah, blah, blah. Like we're just talking like that. And so they're just talking about yarns and pretty projects that they've made and pretty yarns that they've bought and things like that. So I enjoy it just to like hear what's going on and have something playing in my ear that I like to listen to. All right. Letitia says, you have me all over the place with your projects. I love it. Well, I'm glad you actually love it because sometimes I'm like, you know, that's why it's the crafty Gemini. If you know anything about Geminis, most of us are kind of all over the place scatterbrains. And yeah. All right, so let me see. Audrey has a question here about her jacket. She says, if my main fabric has good stretch and return, can I use the same type of fabric for my armbands and waistbands? So remember that the amount of stretch required for those sections, the stuff that required ribbing, the collar, the sleeve bands, the waistband, has to have, I would recommend at least 120 to 150% stretch. So if you have that fabric, then yes, potentially it will work. What I would do is that when the video comes out and I show you how to attach, say maybe the waistband first because it's bigger and it's not quite as small of a smaller condensed space as the sleeves. I would recommend trying it on and stitching it with like a long straight stitch length just to see if you can pull the fabric enough to get it to where you finish the full round, right? And if you can't, then just go ahead and rip that out and then you'll know, okay, I need a different fabric. But it would be a cool audition just for you to do it right before you start with the sleeves and everything. But in the waistband, you'll be able to know whether or not you can stretch it. Because if you go from one front end here, it needs to wrap around the whole back and come to the other front jacket end of where the zipper ends at the bottom. And if you see that you can't get it to quite reach, then you'll know the fabric is not going to work. But like I said, do it with like a long straight stitch so it's something easy that you'll be able to pull out in case it messes up. And that way, if it does work, then you can just re-stitch it in place over the same line that you just stitched. Just make it with a smaller stitch length so that it holds better, okay? Okay. All right. Carla Lisa says, I used to be like that, but age is making me slow down. I feel you. Age is making me slow down too. So I can't imagine in 10 years how much slower I'm going to be. I might not slow down that much because my mom is like 66 and she runs circles around me. Okay, so that's where I get it from. Everybody's always asking, like, what do you take? Give me some of your energy. It's called my mother. I just looked out in that department, which is good because I have so many things that I want to do and I want to learn. And I'm like, I need more hours. I need more energy. I'm a little crazy, y'all. So, any questions for me about the jacket? I saw somebody mention that the sleeves were super easy to do. Awesome, awesome. And that technique, for those of you that are getting more into sewing clothes, is super duper common when you're sewing with knits. Because a lot of people will whip the whole garment together when they're working with stretch knits on their serger, okay? And so they do that, I mean, all the time. Just you leave the front and back open, like on the sides, put those sleeves in flat, and then whoop, go down the sleeve and down the side, and you have whatever, the shirt, you know, a top, a sweatshirt, whatever it is that you're making. Okay. Tamara's asking, would DBP work for the lining? It's cold here in Chicago. Girl, DBP, you better put something else in there because DBP is so light. But it has a ton of stretch. DBP would totally work. If it has, well, let me take that back. It will work, just check the amount of stretch because I've had DBP that only has 70% stretch, but I've had others, both solids and prints, that will stretch like 150 some percent, like it just goes for days. So that would work, which would give you a nice soft layer on the inside. And if it has that much stretch, you know that you will not have any problems both with roominess in there, okay? And also to get all the finishing touches on that you need that amount of stretch for. So that will work, okay? Just check the amount of stretch that the DBP that you want to use that it has, okay? All right. Let me see. You guys are saying that it's buffering really bad. Some people are not having problems. Give me a second. Let me check something. All right. Hopefully that fixes something. I'm still on the fastest internet here, so I'm not sure what the problem is. I mean, it has been raining and storming here, so maybe that has something to do with it. But otherwise, everything else looks like it's fine on my end. Okay, now, any other comments for me about sleeves and about the welt pockets? I haven't heard anything. I just see perfect welt pockets in pictures that y'all have been posting, but I haven't heard any comments. Was it hard? Was it easy? Did you like my tracing technique to trace those lines out to both the pretty side and the wrong side of the fabrics? Let me know. I love to get feedback from y'all. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Any questions for me? I'm going to have 2 giveaways. Let's see. MMFF says, hope that we will have more garments classes. So actually, I guess we can do the giveaway now. It doesn't look like I have many questions today. So let's do a giveaway. The giveaway, to enter on the giveaway, if you are watching live, I'm going to do 2 giveaways. And this is what I do when I do live chats in some of my clubs and courses, is we will give one away to a winner who is tuning in live with us. And then the other one we will give away to anybody in the class. So it doesn't matter whether you were able to tune in or not, but you will have an opportunity to win it because you are enrolled in the bomber jacket class. Okay? So let's do that. Okay. Oh, Tamara says her DBP has a ton of stretch and it's hot. Then that sounds like the lining fabric for you, girl. So to enter the giveaway, if you're tuning in live, okay, go ahead and leave me a comment if you can chat and let me know what type of garment you would like to see featured in the next garment online course that I do similar to this jacket. So by type of garment, I mean like t-shirts, sweatshirts, another jacket, pants, a dress, a skirt. Let me know what you want the next class to be. I'm trying to narrow down my choices, so definitely let me know in the comments, and that would be helpful to hear your feedback. If you're watching this and as the recording, you can go ahead and shoot me an email. My email address is craftygemini@gmail.com. You can also reply to any of the emails that I've sent out, newsletters and things like that. That will come right to my inbox, and let me know what type of garment you would like to see for my next video course that's offered. Okay? And then I'll wait for everybody to post in here. Let's see. Welt pockets took it slow, got confused, but rewatched the video and then did the happy dance. I love to hear that. Caroline says the tracing was very helpful. I need one of those chalk wheels. Those, it's funny because I got that a while ago, maybe a couple years ago, because I saw people recommending them. And I started to use it for other types of projects like handbag making and stuff. And it's like it has a very specific use. It's like I just don't grab that one every time I need to mark something. But there's some times like where I'm lining up a pocket on a handbag or something like the welt pocket where I just need a really crisp line and I'm working on dark fabrics, then boom, I go everywhere looking for that little choco liner because it has to be that to give me the perfect line that I need. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, Wacky Jackie says a dress. Caroline says yes to more garment classes. Susan says it was awesome. People can't believe I did it. And that is what I love to see. That's why I kept saying when I was launching the class, I was like, you look at this jacket and you think there's no way I can make a jacket. It sounds so involved with a zipper, ribbing and all this, but it's like one of the easiest things to throw together. And because it's outerwear and goes over other clothes, you don't have to get a super perfect fit, right? It's still going to give you some room in there. All right, dress or skirt, t-shirts, a nightgown, a hoodie, a dress or a skirt. Cappy says, oh, skirts, pants, or capris. All right, so we're getting a lot of choices here. I'll give it another minute or so for people to post there. And then what I do is I basically roll like with my finger. And whatever I stop on, whoever that person is, I'll tell you to email us your mailing address so we can send you out. So let me show you what the giveaway is while everybody's talking. I see ginger jeans. I see skirts, dresses, knit tops, more skirts. All right, summer dress. So here's what we're going to give away. A kit, a full bomber jacket kit. Okay, so this one here has the thread, the 22-inch zipper, and this is a pink and white kind of checkered houndstooth print with that faux denim blue one. Okay, the quilted sleeves. So make the jacket for yourself, make it for somebody else. You could probably make 2 little kids ones. All right, so this one is going to be for anybody in the online course, okay? The one that we're giving away for the live session today is going to be the same kit, but the blue version of the houndstooth fabric, okay? Ooh, a lot of you are saying you love that little choco liner chalk wheel. So let me do a quick scroll through here, and the winner is Elizabeth Dvorak. She says pants. You are the winner of this kit, bomber jacket kit. So Elizabeth, are you still on there with us? Go ahead and send an email to that's BEA @craftygemini.com and let us know there, hey, I'm Elizabeth Dvorak. I won the kit giveaway tonight, and send us your mailing address so we can put this in the mail for you on Monday, okay? So Tamara's asking, can we use a serger for most of the jacket construction? Yes. I would not do the pockets just because I want it to be so perfect and precise. And you know that when you go with a serger, if you cut, you cut and you can't get it back, right? So I would do the pockets without the serger. But everything else, and it's funny because this one I didn't serge on this, but Allie's I think I did all on the serger except the pockets. And hers is unlined, so it's all finished on the inside. Yeah, totally. And it would whip up super duper quick. The part that you can't obviously do on the serger is the top stitching. After you finish installing the zipper, you go back in and you kind of go up this way, around the whole collar, down the other way, top stitching. So that will need to be done on the machine. What else? Everything else I think you can, okay? Yep. On mine, I didn't serge it, so let's have a look and see. All that could have been serged. Sleeves, sides, everything. Yeah. What I would do for the pockets, if you really want to do everything serged on the inside for unlined, is after I put the pocket on by sewing machine, then I would go in carefully and remove the blade, like disengage the blade on my serger and just finish off this edge. Like make sure it's nice and clean, you know, and then finish off the pocket edge with the serger so you don't have any of that coming apart on you. Okay, so that will work. Now, for those of you that are in the course but are not live with us here, I will send out in the next email that I send out to the entire course, to the entire class or whatever, I will send out the person's name that was drawn for the other kit that we're giving away. So if you're watching the recording of this, don't worry, you still have a chance to get in on this giveaway, okay? Awesome. All right, so any other questions for me? Let me scroll real quick because I see everybody's congratulating Elizabeth on her new kit bundle that she got. All right, capris is another idea some of you are recommending. Right, not the pockets, just the seams. Oh yeah, Tamara, if you're planning just to do the seams, girl, you're going to zip on by with that serger for sure. The rest of that stuff they're straightforward seams, right? Especially since we're installing the sleeves flat. It's so quick and easy, okay? If you are watching everything and following along but have not started your jacket or you're still feeling a little hesitant, when you do find the time to sit down, take it one step at a time. And I am telling you, you're going to be blown away by how simple it is to make. Sure, your first one is not going to be perfect. You might have a bunch of mistakes, but is it going to turn out to be a wearable jacket? Chances are yes. So that's the main thing, that with sewing, it's a whole process. You have to kind of, the more projects you make, the more you're going to learn to have both memory, muscle memory in your hands, and remembering how you held something where it worked out better. And the experience of how to manipulate different types of fabrics, how to work with your sewing machine when you're going around a curve, how to pull ribbing when you're trying to insert it in the round, like all those different little things come with practice. You can't expect your first project, right, to be perfect, but you can totally do it. And again, I said, if you want to make one lined and make it as a gift for someone, for a little kid, make it 2 sizes bigger than what they need so they can grow into it. Great practice. And really minimal amounts of fabric. I mean, a jacket is something that you're going to get so much wear out of for less yardage than a quilt. I mean, like, quilts take up a lot of yardage. This stuff is like nothing. And you're going to be wearing it all the time. All right? So let me see if there's any other questions for me. I did show earlier, I got some more 22-inch zippers in. They're not the reversible ones, but they're the separating jacket zipper that we're using in some different colors. So I'll photograph these today or tomorrow and get them listed on the website for you if you're somebody who's trying to match, you know, the zipper to the fabric. That will be another option for you. And then let me know. Don't forget, I'm going to go through all these comments and see what your recommendations are for what type of garment the next online video course should be. Okay. Can you pink the pocket edge? Ellie says. You can. However, if you find the magical pinking shears that will pink through quilted knit or double knits, let me know. Because I have yet to find one that's that sharp that will make crisp edges on chunky fabrics like this. But if you find one, let me know. Another option might be using one of those rotary cutter blades that have the pink blade on it. That would also be an option. But you can also finish it off with the zigzag stitch on your machine so that it doesn't fray that much. I mean, it doesn't fray already, but because I use a quilted knit, remember, it's 2 layers of fabric with batting on the inside, so that batting tends to want to beard out. And I'll show you that in an upcoming video or the next live chat or something. Just, you know, simple how to do zigzag stitches on that part. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. That was it. No more questions for me. Y'all had some good questions. And then I'll be thinking of what the next project to be. So I'll take your suggestions into consideration. Sylvette's asking, will you have more quilted sleeve fabric? So we do. So here's something that's a little bit tricky on the website, or on the online shop, I should say. We have more quilted knit that we're selling by the yard. So if you want, you know, navy blue quilted knit, royal blue quilted knit. I think we have red with the black quilting lines on it. And I think I still have some of this blue faux quilted knit on there. It's on the description page for kits. So if you see the bomber jacket kit, click on that. But when you go to select which kit you want from the drop-down box, you'll see it say 1 yard of royal blue quilted knit, 1 yard of navy blue quilted knit. And so you can choose it like that based on the yardage. So that is up right now. Okay, we still have some of each of the different colors. So I would say check that out in our online shop. And it's craftygemini.com and then /shop. Or you just click on the shop link there and you'll see it. Wacky Jackie says, I'm literally sitting in front of my sewing machine dealer waiting to go until the video's over. They ordered an adjustable zipper foot for me. I told them I need it for this class. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious and awesome. I love to hear that. You're going to get your supplies and you'll be ready to go. One last thing that I was going to mention. When we get to the zipper class, and it'll go live next Friday, and I show you how to get rid of some of these zipper teeth. There's a tool that you can buy, but I'm also going to share with you my tip for taking them off. So what you can get your hands on, or search in your bathroom, see if you can find, are whatever nail clippers you have on hand that you can use for this, because nail clippers will come in handy if you don't have like the little zipper tooth ripping tool off. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so you will need nail clippers is the word. Nail clippers to remove your zipper teeth, okay, from the little section. Now, don't think that that's only if you're using, or if you're making like a younger kid's jacket size and have a 22-inch zipper. If you have the 22-inch zipper that the pattern calls for adult, you're still going to have to take off some of these teeth. Because remember, we have to have empty tape like this, clearance, to stitch on the collar, okay? So it don't matter which jacket you're making, you're going to need to take some teeth off of here and put the stops. Hope that makes sense. So get some nail clippers, and if not, you know, I'll show you both ways, how to remove some with the nail clippers and with the little tool, and I'll link to that when we get to that class next week, okay? So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Go ahead and head on over if you're looking for that quilted knit that's there. If maybe you're following along and you still haven't gotten the pattern, we have the hard copy patterns in stock. And